time to actually do it. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, it is game
Hopefully.
7. It's game 7 though.
My team's Ottawa. They got knocked out.
Well, Montreal's game 7 is tonight, so it's going to be. I'm assuming they're going to be busy.
Yeah. Oh, probably.
Just edit this part out.
Yeah. All right. The third part of the body lock pass defense. So we did front body lock pass defense. We did side body lock pass defense. Now we're going to do rear body lock pass defense. So if Mike's in turtle, actually let's start in normal body lock. So if he's on his back, and I have him in normal body lock. Yep, sit up. Yep, here. Maybe I passed Mike's guard here. And Mike turtles. Yep. We could end up in rear body lock, or maybe we were in some form of either smash pass, or we're here and Mike sits up. Lock a side body lock, and then Mike turns away. We can end up in this rear body lock. There's several scenarios where, the opponent on top either has their hands already in a body lock and you turn to turtle or to your fours, or maybe they did some other sort of guard pass and then you turn to some turtle variation and they lock their hands. That's when we'll deal with the rear body lock. The other time we end up here is in wrestling, when an opponent gets behind you, either with like an arm drag, duck under, slide by, whatever, and they manage to lock their hands. This will be the same type of deal. So we'll go over kneeling and standing. They're pretty much going to be the same. Kneeling and standing, how to defend against the rear body lock. We'll go over basically what our partner wants to do, how to stop it, and then our main ways of getting out, like the advantages and disadvantages of the rear body lock, and preventing like not getting slammed, because that's a option that somebody can do in the rear body lock, is they can slam you. So yeah, we'll go over all that stuff. Basically, it's not so much of retaining your guard as it is defending and countering against the rear body lock, because most of the stuff I'm going to show is not actually retaining your guard. You're actually countering their rear body lock instead of retaining your guard. So yeah, anyway. So somehow we found ourselves in the rear body lock position. We're just going to start with Mike off to the side with a rear body lock. Here, most of the time he's going to have his ear kind of like glued to my head, or sorry, to my shoulders or my back, sorry. I'm like half awake right now. Because now when I try and bring my arms back, they're stuck on this side. If Mike's head was away from me, like away from me that way, I could reach back and then grab an overhook, and now he no longer can get behind me because I have an overhook, right? For him to get behind me, he needs his arm out of his way, which he would have already done up to this point to get here, right? So for Mike's perspective, he wants to keep his head glued tight to me, and he wants to make sure that I can't get my arms back to that side of his body to start squaring back up and stopping his offense. So Mike's main goals from here are going to be to find some way to break me back down to the mat, either on my belly or on my back, or as I'm defending, he's going to try and take my back by getting his hooks in. So one thing I will say about this position is because of the fact that he has a rear body lock, his arms are lower, which makes it harder for him to insert hooks right now. Try and insert hooks with a body lock. See how it's kind of like weird?
Yeah.
Because he's so low on my body.
Yeah.
Ideally, when you're taking the back, you want like your arms up on the upper body so that you have space to put in the hooks, right? If Mike's down in turtle or quad, or just put your hands on the mat. Like if my arms are way up here, it's easy now for me to stick my hooks inside. When my arms are down here, now my body's lower on his body, or now it's like my arms and legs are in the same spot. It's like weird to like hold the back control from here. Now I'm gonna have to like slide my arms up to take the back. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying it's a little bit weirder to take the back just because they're lower on your body. So we're gonna go over basically the main ways that I'm gonna avoid the hooks and the main game plan that we want to use against the rear body lock. So the rear body lock is really strong. If I try and break this grip, chances are I'm going to get ragdolled in the process and not break the grip. So I mean, there's the common technique that's been shown. Usually it's from standing. Like if we stand up. Yep, stand up, stand up, stand up. The common thing that you see in a lot of videos is you grab the top arm, you angle your hips, you're pushing down the top arm and you're like cutting the hips with your, or cutting the arms with your hips to break the grip. And then you're like cutting your elbow in and sealing them out. If you go against somebody that's really strong, trying to break that rear body lock is going to be really hard. So just like I mentioned in the side body lock and in the front body lock, because the grip is so strong, I don't usually try and break it. I usually put them in dilemmas where either they have to let go or their base is compromised instead. So starting in like a turtle, my first goal is I want to get to Quadpod. Because if I can get to kind of like higher height, I can take the weight off my hands and put them on my legs. And then I can start using my arms for offense and for defense, where when I'm on my elbows and knees, I'm less mobile and Mike's able to more easily put weight towards my arms and I can't use my arms to defend or attack. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our inside elbow and knee together. And now I'm just going to drop to my outside hip and raise my inside knee. Now from here, I'm going to quad pod and then stand up. Well, not stand up, but get my butt up in the air. All right. Now from here, I'm just going to walk my hands towards my knees. And now from here, I can rest my, I mean, you can stand up too. You don't have to be.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to like actually with it.
And now from here, I'm in a position where my elbows are like kind of like resting on my lap and my hands are in front. Mike still has a rear body lock, but I've built like mobility now. So ideally, we get our inside leg to our elbow so that they can't insert a hook on the inside. So if I just step the leg up like this, he's just going to insert his hook with his left leg. Yeah, and then he can start trying to take my back.
My leg got stuck on the mat. Slide it over.
So when I'm stepping up, I need to close this space because this is where he's going to insert the hook. So again, from rear body lock, I'm going to close that space. So now when he tries to put a hook in, that space is closed off. If he tries to throw a hook in here, like I can just literally, try and actually throw it in. You're not going to throw it in by going behind me. You're going to throw it in by going in front of me. Yeah, I can literally just.
Oh, that's uncomfortable. Do that again. Start.
Here, let me show you how to do it. So we're here. Get up to your hand. Here, if you bring your knee and elbow together. So step up your inside leg and your inside arm. Inside. Yeah. Have your hand on the floor. So now if I try and throw this hook in, like it's blocked, and it's going to end up falling off. So this space where his knee and elbow is what I need open. If this space is open, now I can throw the hook in, and I can stay above his knee line. If I throw a hook in below his knee line when his knee and elbow's closed, like you can just pin it, circle your leg away,
that way?
You don't have to keep pinning my leg, but just circle away.
Oh, okay.
And then now you can start getting like underhooks,
Yeah.
whatever, right? So for me to have an actual hook for the back, I need to be above his leg or above his knee. So when we do this, now it closes off him being able to get a hook above my knee, where now we can start standing up and getting into this position here. We're gonna do this as we like circle away. So we're blocking out the inside one, and then the outside one's gonna be so far away that he can't reach it. So we're here. Yeah, come more out in front of me. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna drop away, bring my knee to elbow together. Now from here, I come up, and we're in this position here. All right, so he still has a rear body lock on me, but now we're more mobile. If I can't get my inside knee and elbow open because he's putting too much pressure, or I just feel like I can't get the knee up, we're gonna use the outside leg instead. So yeah, down here. So we're here. So maybe he's putting like too much pressure forward towards my hands, like towards my head. Yeah.
No?
Kind of. Let go for a second. So put your hands. So like this. See how it puts like a lot of weight on your hands?
No.
Yeah, drive forward. So now it's hard for me to just stand up the inside leg. So I'm gonna step up, do a knee slide, and now from here I can reset the inside leg, or I can step up the outside leg as I'm circling and get my elbows on my lap. So the knee slide helps like pull us out from underneath, all right? So that's two different ways that we can get up to our standing position. The goal is to get here again, so I'm mobile and my arms aren't carrying weight. Mike wants my hands on the mat so you can break me down. All right, so yeah, so let's actually just start in that position now. So we're here. I'm also always looking towards Mike, because if Mike lets go and tries to throw a choke on, yeah, but don't circle.
No.
Just stay on that side. As long as he's on that side and I'm looking towards the choke, he doesn't have the angle to choke me. If he was to wrap my neck on that side and get to the other side, then he'd be able to. But on that side, as long as I'm looking at him, even better tucking my chin, he won't have the angle to rear naked choke you. All right, so now we're here. Inside leg comes up, my knee and elbow are together, and now we're here. All right, so my main goal, whether I'm on my knees or whether I'm standing, is I want to get both of Mike's legs to the same side of my body. So right now, Mike has 1 and 1, right? So right now, this is good for Mike, bad for me, all right? What I want is this. So now both of Mike's legs are on one side. So now try and put your hooks in without moving your legs. Like keep them on this side. Like you'd have to take this leg out. Like for you to put the hooks in, he needs to have one leg on each side of my hips.
Yeah.
When I step behind, I cut him off now. Let's just turn. I cut him off now, where now it's not possible for him to take my back until he frees this leg. All right? So this is the same as like if we're on the ground. If we're here, if I step up here, try and put your hooks in. Like it's just not possible. He has to free his leg. All right? So now we'll have attacks from here. If his far knee is down, we're going to trap, and I'm just going to run Mike over. Here.
I knew those.
I love listening to the noises you make.
It's much pressure.
I'm only 170. Soft, skinny, 170. All right, so we're here. My goal, if I can, get my inside knee to elbow closed, walk weight back into my hands, and now we're here, all right? So I can do the exact same thing that we just did from the knees. Just put your, from here, I can do the same thing, except for I'm not just gonna run him over, I'm gonna step behind, and now I'm gonna sit down behind Mike. Here. We might have to go that way. Maybe, I don't know. So we're here. Here. I bring my knee and elbow together. Right? I bring my butt up, walk my weight onto my legs, and then I stand up here. All right? Let's just go this way a little bit. We're in the middle of the battle. I managed to step my leg behind his. And now I'm cupping outside of his leg so he can't run away. And now I'm simply gonna turn my knee that way so that when he lands on me, if he does land on my leg, he's landing on the inside of my leg, not the top of my kneecap, because that'll break my leg. Let's just rotate. So I don't go like this, because if he sits down on my leg, he's gonna knee bar me. I turn my knee out here. And now we're in this position. He would still have a rear body lock. Now from here, I'm just gonna.
I would not hold this position.
Now from here, I'm just keeping a tight control over his elbow. Insert my knee, and I can start walking my body up his body. I can hear you resisting, like trying not to like make noise.
I was like, I would not be holding this.
Yeah, it would suck.
I would start fraying. I would start getting frayed at that point. I'd be like, okay, you beat the body lock there.
So again, it's gonna be done from the knees or from standing. So let's just do it from the knees this time. So we're here. If I step behind here, block. This time I'm gonna run him sideways, back step. And now we're here again. He let go of the body lock. So now I have to trap the hips, fight the upper body, and pin him down. So this is the first option we're gonna do from like when we can step behind. When we're standing though, in that rear body lock, before I can get behind him, I have to have my hands ready for him to try and step his leg in front of me, right? So if he steps in front of me, this is not good for me. Now Mike can load me up and lift me up in the air, right? So when we're here, when Mike tries to circle around the corner, I'm constantly blocking his knees so he can't get around the corner here. And here it is, boom. So he let go already. but we're constantly blocking the legs, and we can change directions until we can step our leg behind them and then sit them down on their butt or their back.
As you can tell, this is the first time I've done this.
I kind of gave you a brief overview like the other day, but it was very quick and not all of it.
No.
So the other option we have is a cutback. So from the knees, when we're here, if I can step behind, instead of going across, let's say Mike steps this outside leg up, further. No, like further that way. Yeah, so now you can, yeah. So now to try and knee tap him is gonna be hard, but Mike's still upright. I'm just gonna go backwards this way.
I remember that.
So we're gonna take advantage of the fact that he's like really upright, because he wants to be able to drive off his far leg. We're not able to collapse him sideways, but instead we're just gonna knock him backwards. So one last time here, I step behind, he steps his leg up, and now I'm just gonna drive him backwards as I drop my leg. And again, heavy on the elbow, and I'm lifting his knee until I'm ready to like shelf his legs, trap the hips.
You gotta win.
All right, the standing version of this, instead of doing the cut back just with our elbow, we're gonna grab a single leg. So, so we're here in the rear body lock. He's trying to step around the corner. I'm blocking, right? Blocking. And eventually I managed to get around the corner. This time I grab a single leg. Right? Now I can drop to my knee, and now it's a single leg battle. All right? So that's the second two options. The last option is the Makikomi roll. I don't know if you remember this one or not. So we're here. I step around. He steps his leg up. And this time, he's like pressuring forwards and across. So if I try and like knock him backwards, drive like towards my head. Yeah. Now I can't knock him backwards or across. I'm going to grab his wrist. And I'm going to bring myself under. And roll him through.
Sorry, everything just cracked all up. We've had 2 days off.
Yeah.
Right
Getting at all the crackles right now.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So this one, since he has a rear body lock, his arms are really deep. Right? If we were in turtle, to avoid this, he would just have his wrist bone inside my hip, no deeper. Yeah, don't even lock your hands. So now from here, it's harder for me to do it. But for him to lock a body lock, his arm's going to be deeper. So lock your hands. So now it's harder for him to resist this sweep. I'm going to step. I'm going to bring my head forwards. Now I'm going to roll him through. And again, I'm trapping that underhook. I'm trapping his leg.
I'm literally trying to fight it. I'm honest, I really am.
It's tough for me. It's hard for me to be like gentle and like.
No, I don't need to be gentle. We do this every day.
I secretly weigh 210.
It feels like 300 at least.
All right.
It feels like Jay sitting.
So we can do this from standing as well. I'm going to try and do this gently.
Oh, good.
So we're here, and Mike's like driving pressure across and forwards. I lower myself. Yeah, you're stepping your leg back for the sake of this one. Don't step your leg back. I'm going to step my leg around, and now I just come down.
I'm good. I did it.
And roll them through.
It wasn't that bad.
All right. So it can be done both standing and on the knees. So this is all if we can step behind them. Now that's obviously great, but like if I was on top of Mike here and I realize Mike wants to try and step behind me, as he gets up, I might switch sides, right? As he tries to step behind me, right? I might stay behind him, right? So you're not always going to be able to step behind them. So now we're going to have options what to do if we can't step behind their legs. So we're here. All right. And I try to step behind him, but he circles behind me. Yeah, but just stay like behind me.
Oh.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do, this is the same whether it's standing or on the ground, is we're just going to do a sit out. All right. So I'm going to step my leg up, close off the space, and then I'm going to shoot my hips forwards here into this sit out position. All right. So now from here, I'll start either trying to go for grabbing inside of his legs, trying to break his grip, or using these to make him pick a side. So the first one we'll do is I'm just going to try and break the grip. So from here, just like we talked about before, I'm turning my hip, hand on the top arm, and I'm just going to move down and away. His grip broke, and we heist and face him. When I'm in this position, I need to be leaning forward, because if Mike switches to like underhooks, he can start pulling me to my back and pinning me in north-south, maybe even trying to take my back. So I need to be leaning forward. This also helps me keep my hooks blocked with my elbows and my arms here, right? So when he tries to throw hooks in here, tries to grab seat belts, right? All this stuff is going to be hard. If he tries to throw in hooks from here and he sits to his butt, like I can block, and then I can start turning to my knees. He didn't follow, but I can follow. I can turn to my knees and I can start grabbing his legs or doing the step behind stuff, right? So we're here. The first one, thumbs inside the top arm. And I'm just gonna move my hips away and kind of like push up with my hips at the same time. Boom, the grip broke. And now I'm just gonna use my arm to push off of him, hand on the mat. And now I'm facing him and I made space where I can stand up or pull guard or whatever. The other option, and we can do that from standing like I showed earlier. It's just, like I said, it's hard to do this. All right. The second option is I'm going to bring my arm to the inside of Mike's arm. Let's just rotate a little bit. Or inside of your leg, I mean. So we're here. I reach inside of his leg and I get a deep grip. Hold the body lock if you can. And now I'm just going to turn the corner with a knee slide and his grip breaks. And now I can come on top or I can go for a takedown on the legs. So this is called a wrestling switch. So we're here. If I can reach inside of his leg, I want to get it deep. Yeah, hold your arms together if you can. Here, and now I'm just going to do kind of the same thing I did to break the grip before. A little knee slide, keep my head high. And I can take them down or come on top of turtle depending on what I want to do. The exact same thing can happen from standing rear body lock. We're here, right? I managed to make enough space to reach inside. I'm gonna step, drop to my hip, and then we're here. Obviously, if he's holding on really tight when I fall down, knee slide until I can break the grip, and then come up. It like puts like a Kimura pressure on his arm. That's rear body lock. Puts like a Kimura pressure on his arm. Let's rotate. Because I'm putting my shoulder down here like this. See? It puts like pressure down on his shoulder because of my elbow being reinforced in his leg. And as I scoot, it does like a Kimura on his arm. If he stayed on his hands like this, I'd probably just rotate. And now I'm in rear body lock. If he was more upright, I'd probably shoot in and take him down. Okay? I might as well do it from here. Now, Mike's going to be smart. As I try and reach inside of his legs, he's going to circle, right? So if you're the one reaching inside mine, like maybe he reaches here, I circle, right? He tries to reach the other way, I circle, right? So it's not guaranteed, but I'm going to use this to make space. So here, as I go to rotate here, yeah, just slow down. Oh. As I reach in here, he circles. Yeah, circle a little bit further. Now I can step behind, right? So I can make him circle this way because I know if I reach here, he's going to circle that way. I'm going to over-exaggerate it by taking a back step. And then I force him back into that position where we had the leg behind. So we're here, nice and slow. I reach in here. So he circled that way. I'm going to circle this way. And now I caught him in that position we did earlier. All right. So we can kind of use that as a trick to get them to go where we want. We can do this from the ground as well. So we're here. And like I try and reach inside and he circles away. I turn to my knees, step. Now we're in the step behind position like before. All right. It's easier to show it on the knees because they're less mobile because he's on his knees versus when you're standing, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's all of the escape stuff. The only thing we have to go over now is just like preventing the slam, but I want to make sure I got all of the actual.
That's like a 35.
Oh, I forgot to mention the trap and roll. So let's go over the trap and roll right quick. If I can't get the step behind and I feel like I don't want to sit out because they're putting too much pressure, we're here and he's just driving his weight forward really hard. I'll cup the leg here, turn over my shoulder, and I'll invert, knocking him down. Now I just go upside down, pump my legs, and now we're on the other side of the body. We did that from Turtle video before.
I remember that.
So I can do this from standing too, but like I have to get him low enough, right? So if we're in the standing position, we're here, right? Like if he's like really driving my weight on my hands, he's trying to break me down, right? I can go here, pump.
I remember now.
Same idea, right? But he has to be really trying to drive weight forwards, right? So one of the things that the person on top will do is one of my goals is when I'm in rear body lock is I want to step in front, drive you forward so your hands are on the mat. And now I'm going to like drive in a circle, bringing you down to your elbows and then eventually your belly and break you down, right? So when the person on top is pressuring you forwards like that, that's when you trap the elbow, turn away, go upside down. They get trapped under you, and then you just pump your legs to jump to the other side. So now let's address the slam. So if Mike is in the rear body lock, and I'm behind Mike, if I can get my hips to the side of his hips, and even here, if I can get my hips under, I can slam Mike. I'm not going to slam Mike, but I'm just going to lift him up to show you. So version 1, step, bring my hips under, and now it's easy for me just to slam Mike to the ground. All right? So that's option 1. Option 2, I go behind him and I just bring my butt under. And again, he can be slammed over my back or towards the mat, right? Neither one of those are good.
Illegal in most competitions.
Yeah, you can't slam in jiu-jitsu, but in like a street fighting scenario where you're like defending yourself, or MMA.
Yeah.
So when we're in this position in the rear body lock, we're here. Again, I'm blocking knees. So if he tries to step around, right, he wants to get around. Now he can load me onto his hips, right? For the first one. So just go back. I'm going to block his knees, try and step in front. I'm staying low. Try and lift me from here. Yeah, really try. Like you might be able to. Right? Like just that alone is going to make him lifting me from behind hard because my weight's so low and forwards. If he can't get around me, he's not going to be able to load me sideways. However, if you run into like Rampage Jackson or someone who's super strong, if I do feel like they start lifting me, I got to hook with my legs, right? So go ahead and lift. Like I stay hooked on him, so he has like a, what's the word? He can only lift me so far, right? Because for him to fully extend, my leg has to come up off the ground further. Since my leg is hooked into his leg, it's hard. So without me hooking his leg, try and lift me up. Right? Now we're here. Lift me up now. Yeah, I'm like anchored to him. If I can't get the near leg, like maybe he's off to the side here, and I can't get the near leg, try and lift me now. Yeah, lift. Like I can lift, or I can hook his far leg. I'm just trying to put some sort of anchor in where he can only lift me so far. It's kind of like when we're in closed guard and you scoop the leg. They can only lift you so hard or so high to be able to slam you, all right? So, yeah, the last thing we'll cover is just squaring back up to overhook. So at any time, if I'm here and I'm blocking his legs and he's circling around, if I ever feel as Mike circles that I can reach over top and get an overhook, now it becomes an overhook versus underhook battle, right? Even if he has a body lock here, I keep my hips lean forward. I can block his hips here, right? I can start using off balances to make him let go. I can start trying to pummel back inside. Yeah, keep your body lock, right? I can start body lock or scooping inside, right? I can start trying to push his head away and slicing my elbow in, right?
That's so that one's
like at that point, we're a heck of a lot better off. And if he does manage to like just get such a strong body lock, even with my overhook, and he feels like, I feel like he steps behind me, he's gonna knock me backwards. Yeah, knock me to my back. I reach, and now we're back into the rear body lock again, right? So one of the common things they'll do from this body lock position is they'll suck your hips in, step behind, and they'll steering wheel you down to the mat, right? If I allow that to happen, I'm gonna be screwed. So I can't let him do that. So when we're here, like I said, we can push the head away, where now it's hard for him to do that. But worst case scenario, if he starts pulling my hips in, steering wheeling me, I let go of the overhook, put me to my back, and I swing, and I force rear body lock, where we're back to defending, again, instead of getting taken down to the mat. All right? That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I wasn't expecting it to be that long, but I never do. They always end up being like a half hour long.
That's gotta be.
So that's pretty well almost everything you'll need to know about defending from like the rear body lock pass / position, because it's not really just a pass, it's also like a pinning, takedown type position as well. So cool.
Yeah.